Here with Auburn's pitching coach, Corey Myers, and today we're not in the bullpen, we're actually someplace really special.
Yeah, we're at Auburn's Sport Medicine and Movement Laboratory, where we bring our pitchers to get quantitative data to help them in the circle.
So I'm all hooked up, and let's get to pitching to get those numbers.
All right, Amanda, let's look and break down those two pitches. If you look at your line, that line is the force plate. And the line direction gives you the angle at which you're hitting the force plate. And when we bring our pitchers in, that's one of the things we really concentrate on.
So different lines, because one was a fastball and one was a curveball, so you can see the different forces and the angles. There's just so much to learn here at the lab. So much fun. Thank you all.
Good stuff from Corey Myers, who serves as pitching coach for the Auburn Tigers as well under his father, Clint Myers. And I think what sticks out to me most from an outsider's perspective looking in, as we walk into the booth here in Auburn, Alabama, Adam and Amanda talking to you. So you're basically trying to figure out where the differences are. I do X, the result is Y. I do X a second time, the result is Z. Z is better than Y, so how can we keep repeating the second X? I think it's an interesting thing to track.
Yeah, with the data and the numbers behind it to actually prove X and Y, and that's a great way to explain it. But oftentimes a pitching coach gives his or her opinion about what you're doing or not doing, but when you actually have numerical data back behind a pitch and mechanics, then you're able to make adjustments and see what is most efficient versus what may not be so efficient.
Courtney Shea in the 7th spot leads off the Auburn third, and fouls one at the plate on a pitch up and in.
And one of the biggest things too is over there in the kinesiology lab, they're examining the effects of a pitcher's pain history and their pitching mechanics. So trying to link up mechanics to what kind of pain a pitcher might have and try to prevent any pain, to be able to get their mechanics right so that you don't have to pitch in pain, because that's one of the biggest things that can affect your career is you may have the best stuff in the bullpen, but you get hurt and you're unable to bring that to the game because of the pain that you're in.
Clint Myers is out talking with Will Leesky. I think he is potentially arguing that it was a ball that went off of Shea and she never went around to swing. Will Leesky called it a foul ball off the bat, and it might have at the very least stunned Shea a little bit here. And on that particular replay, it does look like it went off more of the hand than anything else. I can't tell if it went off the bat at all. On that replay, it doesn't seem like it did. It's tough to tell, obviously.
Yeah, I agree, and she didn't necessarily swing through the pitch. It looked like it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe that was the ruling, because that's what Clint Myers is talking to Will Leesky about. And those are the two options here. Either it hit the hand and she did not go around, which would indicate she should be at first base because of a hit by pitch, or it hit more of the hand than anything else, but she went around and swung. I guess option 3 would be that Will Leesky thought it went off the bat. But it's going to be a strike on Courtney Shea.
Yeah, which is tough as a hitter to get hit in your hand. You have to now grip the bat and still go up there and try to fight and battle. May not be as painful right now, but give it a couple of innings, and for sure give it tomorrow. You're going to be feeling that.
Especially when you're a catcher.
You can see those pads on her batting gloves too, which may help the impact just a little bit, but still, when you get hit by 65 miles an hour on your hand, that's not going to feel good.
Suwon Shea, speaking of 65, I hear that's what you were throwing today, as a matter of fact, when you're in the kinesiology. How shocked. I mean, I didn't believe you. I mean, I'm not saying I clearly know your pedigree and your history, but I mean, you're not tossing long toss on a day-to-day basis. I mean, you ramped it up to 65 impressively today.
I think it made my weekend. I'm not kidding.
That is awesome. Great stuff from Corey Myers today. I love the data that people are involved in. This is Texas A&M softball visiting the School of Kinesiology as well. So they've got a chance to kind of go into the lab and see what kind of data they can process and see how maybe they can use it. Here's Whitney Jordan in the 8th spot. Remember that Texas A&M, in a conference that is getting a lot of upgrades at their facilities, Texas A&M's Board of Regents has approved a new stadium project for $28 million that should be ready for 2018. I get the feeling that some of that money, if Joe Evans and the staff like what they saw here at Auburn, maybe some of that money might go into some of that type of equipment to try to add to what is going to be one of the most, I would imagine, lavish and expensive ballparks in all of college baseball and softball. Jordan is short, deep in the hole. This is going to be a tough play for Koyas. Picked out by Vidalis, but not in time. Too deep in the hole to get the out. A good play on both ends defensively, but good speed by Jordan to beat it out for a single.
Well, and you could just go on and on about the information that you can get over there just down the street from here with all the studies. Tough play just deep in the hole by Koyas. But I also want to say a big thank you to Dr. Gretchen Oliver and also Dr. Wendy Weimer for just what they're doing to make this work a little bit better by doing the studies and their help with Auburn and other SEC teams. We saw A&M do it, but other SEC teams who have come in here and participated as well.
Here's the 9-hitter Draper. Bunt single her first time up. This is where the sport is going. I mean, we're talking about things going into facilities for softball and probably even baseball that you put into a football facility or a basketball facility, the revenue sports. This is where softball's going.
There's also a cage over there where you can get hooked up and swing, and they'll use the force plate as well to hit. Corey Myers will go over there and try to get the force plate underneath their front foot, just similar to the landing foot that we just showed whenever I was pitching, to generate force in that front side.
It's absolutely fascinating stuff, especially for data geeks like us who like to see what's happening. Obviously, coaches fall into that category as well. Any little edge you can get, whether it's a longer stride, a shorter stride, whether you're in the circle or at the plate, if that adjustment gives you an extra mile an hour and maybe gives you a little less pain the next day, that's going to be worth it.